Welcome to the Bible Stories with Gian channel. We will discuss in this video, do you know how the apostles died? Jesus' disciples and apostles lived hard lives and often met tragic ends. This video will explore the different methods of his death, from crucifixion and stoning to beheading and burning. The Bible tells us about 12 apostles, and later, Matthias replaced Judas Iscariot and Paul was added. However, the Bible doesn't give many details about their deaths. The Bible tells us of the 12 apostles, and later Matthias replaced Judas Iscariot and Paul was added. However, the Bible does not give many details about his death. Much of what we know comes from early Christian traditions, which can be a mixture of fact and legend. Jesus had 12 original apostles along with others like Matthias, who replaced Judas Iscariot and Paul. Before we dive into their deaths, let's acknowledge that the Bible offers limited details about the fate of the apostles. Much of what we know comes from early Christian traditions, some of which are well documented by ancient historians and church fathers, while others are less reliable and more anecdotal. It is important to remember that these traditions, however interesting, are not the same as the biblical text. Understanding the events and history of the early church is rich in these traditions, but they must be treated with caution. The death of the apostles is often presented in different versions, making it difficult to separate historical fact from myth. Here, we will focus on the most accepted accounts in historical theology. James, son of Zebedee, has the distinction of being the only apostle whose death is documented in the New Testament. He was the first apostle to be martyred during the Jewish persecution of the early Christians led by King Herod Agrippa I. It was Herod, the grandson of Herod the Great, who tried to kill the infant Jesus, and the nephew of Herod Antipas who beheaded John. The Baptist killed James with a sword around 44 AD. Peter's brother Andrew was allegedly crucified in Greece after being brutally flogged on an X-shaped cross. This cross design is now known as the St. Andrew's Cross. The details of Philip's death are ambiguous, with some traditions claiming that he was crucified, stoned or hanged, and others that he died of natural causes. The most popular tradition is that he was crucified and stoned in Phrygia. Bartholomew, also known as Nathanael, met a mysterious end. According to tradition, he was either burned alive, crucified, flogged or beheaded. The suspected apostle Thomas is believed to have been martyred in India, where he was killed by local cultists. Simon the Zealot's death has been described in various ways, including crucifixion, burning alive or sawing in half. Judas, also called Thaddeus, is said to have been killed by a spear, an axe, or even a mob led by pagan priests in Mesopotamia. Matthew, a former tax collector, has a history of dying of natural causes or possibly being killed by a sword in Ethiopia. James, son of Alphaeus, also known as James the Less, is believed to have been crucified in Egypt. Peter, perhaps the most famous apostle, was crucified upside down in Rome around 68 AD during Nero's persecution of Christians. John, the beloved disciple, reportedly survived severe torture, including boiling in oil. He was later exiled to the island of Patmos, where he wrote the book of Revelation, and eventually died of natural causes in Ephesus. Judas Iscariot, the betrayer, died by suicide after betraying Jesus. According to Matthew, he hanged himself, while the book of Acts provides a more gruesome account of his death. Matthias, chosen to replace Judas, is believed to have been either crucified or beheaded, or to have died of natural causes. Paul, not one of the original 12, but a significant apostle, was beheaded in Rome during Nero's reign around 67 AD. Understanding the apostles' dedication to spreading the gospel and their willingness to sacrifice their lives is more important than the specific details of their deaths. They were true followers of Christ, paying the price of discipleship and spreading Jesus' name to all nations. If you enjoyed learning about the deaths of Jesus' apostles, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video. Take care and God bless you.